When you hear the sound of the bell, you know you in the championship round. So let's get to it. Giving you guys a little something to chew on in between the bites of holiday turkey, perhaps some football, yada, yada, yada. You know what this is? This is Women's Boxing Wednesday, and it is never too late. Apparently, it's never too late for Alycia Baumgardner to clear her name. What's being reported is she gave up some hair samples in order to establish some clarity as far as her testing. Listen, here's the thing. All I can take is what's given. All right. I've heard some people compare it to Conor Benn's situation where perhaps Conor Benn didn't go out of his way or didn't allow himself to be tested. With Bumgarner specifically, from what I understand, is she gave a hair sample. Now, some people's bitching and moaning about, oh, his hair sample is, X amount of time later. What some of you fools don't know is a hair sample is like a tree branch or like the rings of a tree. You can tell how old a tree is by the rings and shit. So on your hair, when they're testing for certain things, they can tell how long something has been in your system. So to me, that's sufficient. Now that I know there's some nuances about they didn't test for this, they didn't test, tested for 17, whatever the fucks they tested for, and they found it satisfactory. She's cleared as far as I'm concerned. I got nothing else to say about it. Can't wait to see her back in action. And the question to me is, because I thought about it at first, I said, nah, I want to see Serrano and Skye Nicolson, and I still want to see that fight. But Bumgarner is kind of like, she's built to be, two division undisputed. Like she's that. And you see, I got rubbing my hands together like Birdman, like I'm on her team or some shit. Tony, call me. Tony Harris, so y'all know. But yeah, man, maybe that is the fight, but it's like for real, we're seeing Serrano go out in that particular fight. Bumgarner is something different. So again, that's why I wanted to put to side all of the PED shit. If y'all seen this woman box, fuck all the PED shit. You get what I'm saying? So let's see her back in the ring. Of course, she'll get a warm up opponent, but can't wait to see her back. That's what's most important. All right. Talking about championship bouts on the championship rounds, what's important is I mentioned undisputed a few moments ago. We got another undisputed bout that has been announced. I think it's for January 6th. Marlen Esparza out of Houston, Texas. She is the WBC, WBA, and the WBO super bantamweight champ. I believe. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But she's going to unify against one. What does she call herself? Sweet Poison? A complicated name, but her style is nothing complicated too. I'm talking about Gabriela Fundora. Yeah, Sebastian's sister. Hell of a fighter. If you guys are not familiar with who she, and it's crazy because women's boxing, I think to me, obviously, I'm saying this as an insider, it's got more than enough notoriety. Like it's a no-brainer. Caroline Dubois and Daniel Dubois, Gabby Fundora, Sebastian Fundora. So yeah, man, if you don't know who she is, well, she's a fucking world champ by now. And if that ain't enough, then you're gonna see her in there against Marlen Esparza. Marlen Esparza has only one loss to who? Senicia Estrada. So we know Esparza can get down. She's been a unified champ for a long time, and maybe it is time for Fundora to uncrown her, unseat her, to vanquish her, to take her titles or some of that sweet poison. You know what I'm saying? So Esparza is gonna go out like Joffrey. You know what I mean? Die off the poison, as it will as that. Fundora's. It's gonna be a great fight whenever it happens, January 6th. Be sure to tune in. We'll talk a little bit about it closer to it. What's also happening, another fight has been announced. This is Lauren Price, the UK's Lauren Price. She is a Olympic prospect, former Olympian rather, building her real fast. She's 5-0. She's got a good pro style. To me, she's almost like a little bit more come forward kind of Katie Taylor. And what I mean by that is She's very proficient in putting together combinations. We know that's what Katie Taylor does, but I can't keep Katie Taylor's name out my mouth because we got to get to it. But right now we're talking about Lauren Price. She's set to fight Silvia Bortot out of Italy, 13-2-1, credible opponent. Yeah, man, I think this is going to be a good step up for Price, and we'll have to see how far or what kind of opportunity this sets her up for later. But again, it's credit 5-0, you're fighting 13-2-1 fighter, some of the champions, you know what I'm saying, in different divisions. A champion like Femke Hermans, she's 13-7, still a champ, you know what I'm saying. 13-6, and a ranking just fought for a title. You know what I mean? So the records don't really mean nothing, but it means that you have experience. So Lauren Price needs the opportunity to gain experience, and I'm glad she's going to get it. All right. Now, since I already been talking, before I get to that, Ebony Bridges and Avril Mathay is off. Mathay pulled out due to injury. I think Bridges, I don't know if she's going to fight on that card on the 9th. Hopefully, we want to see the blonde bomber back in action, but if not, there'll be some slight delay. Fight week preview, ladies and gentlemen. I've already said enough about it because we need this. And I don't want to say I got a different opinion, but I got to talk about what's going on in my mind as far as this fight. I'm talking about the rematch. El Capo, Chantelle, Cameron, the undisputed super lightweight division, junior welterweight division champion. She is in there against Katie Taylor. We all know who Katie Taylor is, but the 22-1 Katie Taylor, that one loss, she's not having it. So what I think about this fight, I'm a big Cameron fan. I picked Cameron the first time out. It's on record. Katie Taylor scares me because she is capable of retooling in games. She's like Tom Brady. It is no coincidence she's been training up in New England, right in Connecticut, just outside of the Boston area, Brady country, former Brady, because she has that mentality and she has the skill set. So I'm a little worried. Cameron better be ready for a fight. I think this is going to be more of a come forward type of Taylor, putting together combinations, just putting together some movement. And I think the difference for Cameron's going to be she's going to have to fight with confidence, and she's going to have to, if that's what Taylor's going to do, she's going to have to make Taylor chase her. So that's going to be the fight. But when I say fight with confidence, even though you got Taylor chasing you, some can misconstrue that as Taylor being dominant and controlling the fight. But no, if you're controlling the distance and you're countering, and those combinations are not landing, maybe out of 3, she's landing none. 4, she's landing 1. Cameron can win that fight. It's a tall task, but this is why you have 2 credible, venerable champions at this level fighting. The rematch is well worth it. Definitely well worth it because Taylor can pull it off. But will she? We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. We're also going to have to see, because I've been talking about her and I mentioned her because I want to see her as a young upstart. I like to see the underdogs win. So I definitely want to see Skye Nicolson in there against Amanda Serrano. But until then, she's in there against Lucy Wildheart. Now, Lucy Wildheart is a former opponent, I believe, of I want to say damn, drop it in the comments if y'all know. Was she the former opponent of I don't know. But I've seen her a couple times or 2, right? And she's a good fighter. I think she's one of those Nordic fighters. She's pretty good, solid. Definitely going to come forward. Seems to, just kind of come forward, winging punches, high volume fighter. So yeah, it's going to be a good fight for Skye. It's going to give her the opportunity with her little southpaw style. She'll be out there fighting like Roy Jones, with her hands down and trying to catch counter with hooks and shit. But it's very entertaining to watch. And again, like I said, I like the young upstarts. I want to see her continue to grow her reputation and her skill set to put her on that level. So y'all know what level I'm on. Women's boxing, ain't nobody higher than me. Because women's boxing is boxing, all right? So you guys that feel like you know about this and that, you don't know women's boxing, you're not well-rounded. You got holes in your game, champ, all right? So maybe tune into these championship rounds, Women's Boxing Wednesday, all right? Um, Traditional championship rounds, fight week preview. I got to talk about it. Big weekend coming up. So until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. Good night. Get some rest, and we'll be back.